And I think a lot of people, they see this call and they're like, is this just some fluffy New Year's resolution crap that Grady's putting together? No, it's not. There's so much to this because the biggest thing for me is I don't think most people stick with their resolutions anyways. So like, why should it take the new year for us to like finally change our circumstances? And obviously, like I'm preaching to myself more than anyone here. But why would we not go all in on it today or tomorrow? Why is today not as good a day as any day?
Hello, everybody. Grady Polson here, Family First Live America Beyond. Excited for you guys to be joining us today. I'm joined by Jamie Chirio, multi-year Hall of Fame producer, elite sales trainer, and father of two. More to come. I don't know. I'm just planting seeds out there, and but all around phenomenal guy who's done such incredible things in this business, but is also someone who's so selfless as far as going above and beyond each and every day and helping his team strive to get better. Jamie had a phenomenal year this past year. We got something to show about what he's done so far. Jamie and his agency did $7,746,472 of issue paid volume, which is commissions paid out to his agents that he oversees, coaches, and spends time with, and total writers of 353, which is just a huge, huge year. But on top of that, Jamie also was our Oh shoot. Oh shoot. We're gonna get it. Hold on. It's coming. Hold on, Jamie. We got something for you. We'll just say it. Jamie also was a three-time Hall of Fame producer with us, which means he has protected over 400 families 3 years in a row, which is a tremendous accomplishment, but also something that just doesn't come easy. That means he has personally. Oh, it's coming. Here we go, Jamie. Sorry. We got it. My bad, China. I apologize. We made a pretty image. We got to be able to show it, right? There we go. 405 families so far. He'll probably end near 450 or so, just knowing Jamie's commitment to this business. But 3 times in a row is just a huge accomplishment to be building your business and focused 100% on your personal production, making sure you're hitting those goals to not only lead your team, but at the same time, be able to have the skills to coach them. So, how are we doing today, Jamie?
I'm good, but now I have to call out this year's goal just because I'm on a call with a lot of people. And if I say it out loud, then I have to do it. So, 4-time Hall of Fame, but this year we're going to do agency, life, and annuity. So we're going
Awesome.
to go for the three-peat for the fourth year.
Trifecta.
That's right.
I think they give you a crown on stage for that. Well, if not, we're
I,
gonna
I
make it.
told Sean I wanted to crown for sure.
Okay. Perfect, man. So I know you're focused to have a huge 2024. What are some of the things you're doing that you're worked on now that you're working to implement?
Yeah, 100%. I think that obviously the purpose of today's call is really to help everybody, set themselves up to win in 2024. And for me, this whole year is really about growth and profitability. I'm obviously excited to, create a big game plan for that. One of the things that I've just really been doing, Grady, is I've just been reflecting on the past year, setting new goals, new intentions for everything moving forward. And I think a lot of people, they see this call and they're like, is this just some fluffy New Year's resolution crap that Grady's putting together? No, it's not. There's so much to this because the biggest thing for me is I don't think most people stick with their resolutions anyways. So like, why should it take the new year for us to like finally change our circumstances? And obviously, like I'm preaching to myself more than anyone here. But why would we not go all in on it today or tomorrow? Why is today not as good a day as any day? And obviously, it's one decision away, a snap of our fingers. So I think this is really big. There's going to be the people in your life, the naysayers. I don't think we talk a lot about this, but there's going to be those people who are going to try to convince you should be doing something else. That you should get a real job because commission's not reliable. Hey, like, why are you focused on XYZ when you could be spending time with family? All that stuff is valid. For me, a major key is, I have to ask myself, who do I listen to going into the holidays? Because I got a lot of influence coming in from family telling me what I should be doing and what I should be focusing on. I will listen to my parents about how to be really good parents, but I'm not going to listen to them about building my business. Unfortunately, I love them. Listen to a personal trainer about how to get in shape, not the person unsuccessfully trying for years. Listen to a Hall of Fame producer or a Hall of Fame manager on how to sell and build a business, not somebody who's not on the leaderboards and not even all in on their business. So my big piece of advice in 2024 is get serious about like where your influence comes in. Okay. And this is something I was rereading the compound effect, Grady, and I was listening to some of the old training we used to have. And I wrote down a little excerpt, which you know very well. But a guy named Darren Hardy, Compound Effect, great book to start the new year. First thing he's going to tell you to do is make your bed and clean off your desk, which is probably pretty triggering for most of y'all, but it's where you got to start. But he talks about this story, and I'm just going to read it because I think it's so powerful. The story is about this crab in the water, okay? And this crab that can pretty much get out any trap. And he talks about, he says, the crazy thing about these crabs is they're caught by the thousands, and it's thanks to a human trait that they possess. The way the story goes is that the fishermen lower the trap into the water. The trap's a wire cage with a hole at the top. They put the bait in the cage. One crab will come to eat the bait, then the second one will join, the third and the fourth. Eventually, the cage is full and the bait is gone. At this point, the crabs could easily climb up out of the cage and through the hole, but they don't. They stay in the cage. Other crabs actually continue to come along and join even after the bait is gone. Now, at this point, one of the crabs realizes there's no reason to stay in the trap. They try to leave. The other crabs will gang up on it and stop it from leaving. The other crabs will pull it off the sides over and over again. If the crab continues to persist in escaping, the other crabs will tear off his claws to keep him from climbing. If the crab continues to persist, the other crabs will kill it. By force of majority, the crabs stay in the cage is lifted out of the water, and dinner is served. And he goes on to say, the main lesson here is that anyone with a dream, one that's uncommon, bigger than those around you, one that makes other people feel uncomfortable, one that might get them out of what they perceive to be the trap, had best beware of the fellow inhabitants of the trap. We as humans don't generally use physical force, but we use doubt, ridicule, mockery, sarcasm, taunting, teasing, talking negative, planting seeds of doubt, and dozens of other tactics that the crabs around you will use to pull off your claws and kill your dreams. Be aware of the crabs around you, content with staying in the trap. You make them look bad. You're a giant exposing mirror to them. Your actions are reflecting back to them in the mirror that they know that they should be doing what you're doing, but they're afraid. It's easier for them to make fun of you, doubt what you're doing, try to convince you what you're doing is not right, in hopes you will give up and come back to the trap so they no longer have to feel bad about themselves. Love them anyways, but don't let them drag you back into the pack of mediocrity. So it's powerful. Like that hits me because it doesn't matter how much money you make. Like you're still going to have those people in your life that are going to tell you you should be doing XYZ. And you have to understand why you are building this business going into the next couple of years. My kids are young. I love my kids. I'm going to be as present as I possibly can. But right now, when they're 2 and 10 months old, I'm going to work so hard so that I never have to miss. And I think Sean made a joke the other day about my kids, recorder concert at, 10 a.m. on a Tuesday, at the library. I'm not going to miss that because I decided to work hard now while they were young. So I'm just like reflecting on all of that, realizing where I'm at in life and just setting up a plan to go all in, and profitability is my number one thing, Grady.
That's awesome, Jamie. It's a true story. I mean, right? It's a true belief of association too, as well, right? I mean, if it was a couple sniper crabs, right? They went in there and they clipped the top, they clipped the string, and then just dragged it out, and everybody ate salad. The crab. I mean, it's your educated mass that you're spending time with, right? Which is also where you're echoing about whom you listen to and who you spend time with and whose advice you take. The massive concept about even as we associate in our daily life, right? The people that we associate with, if they don't have or live the way that you would want to, does it echo and reflect how you want to parent, or how you want to lead, or how you want to behave? Then they're as Darren, as a reflection back to Darren, they're 3-minute friends. There's 3-minute friends, there's 3-hour friends, and there's 3-day friends, right? What level is that of them? And it's also, a time where as we head into new beginnings, because it's now a new number at the end of the paper we sign. The other choices we should be making. So I just loved how you shared that. I know
Yeah.
you sell like crazy. Do you what are you doing to accomplish, Jamie Chirio, this dual production from an annuity and a sales? What are you going to immediately implement more so that you weren't doing the past 3 years?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think that one thing you're going to start to realize when you do this at a high level for a couple of years in a row, your business can transform from the perspective of what your lead flow looks like, and what like your daily activity looks like. So there's a lot of people who think like I'm just gonna go into the point where I don't have to sell anymore. And I never really had that goal. Like for me, it was I really enjoy selling, but like, do I want to dial 18 hours a day for the rest of my life? Absolutely not. So I look and I say, I get better and I'm evolving in this business. So my lead spend and the way that I've allocated my leads and the way I've set up my schedule, it's all evolved over the last 3 years. So when you add in, I'm brand new with no book of business, all leads. That's all I can do is I need names and numbers of people who are raising their hand. I need to talk to as many as possible. Well, now it's like 3 years into this business. Not only do I have a book of over 1,000 clients that I've done business with, but I also have thousands and thousands and thousands of leads that I've called at some point in the last 3 years. And then all of those people, there's referrals, there's emergency response network. There's so many things that can be done. So I think it's important to like evolve the way that your business grows. So, if you're spending, you know, $2,000 a week on leads, that's great. That's a great way to get there. But there are people who are in this business for 3, 4, or 5 years where they're actually, I remember talking to a guy who's hit Hall of Fame like 5 times. And he said to me, my 5th year in the business, I didn't spend a dollar on leads, and it blew my mind because he was going back to the people he'd already done business with, adding on more insurance, and then asking for referrals, and then he never had to work a lead again. I love leads. I'm never going to stop buying leads, but adding in these referrals and going back to people that I did business with in year one and saying, "Hey, I helped you with your mortgage protection, your final expenses, but we never helped with your retirement. Like, I just need to double check and see what's going on there." And it's just an incredible way to be able to go back and be efficient with my time. And I kind of look as well at the amount of applications that I did my first year, second year, third year versus premium. So this year is by far the least amount of insurance premium that I wrote, but it's the highest premium per household that I've ever written. Okay. So I look back at the first year I did my first full year. I did 428 and it took me like 550 applications.
Got it.
So little policies, grinding my face off. Second year, I did 550 on about 380 applications. This year, I did 405 on 220.
Wow.
It's like as time goes on, my schedule's also changed. I've learned how to compartmentalize, and it's like, hey, this time here is for my family, this time here is for my business. I've gotten more efficient where it used to take me all day to book up my schedule. You do this for a long enough time, you evolve your lead flow. You can book up your entire schedule for the next day in the first 3 hours of the day. But it's all about the evolution of your skill set, the evolution of your lead flow, and like just saying, like, going into next year, is next year going to look like this year? Because of like if next year looks exactly like this year, I'm going to have the exact same results. So you can evolve in a couple different ways. Number one way is obviously increasing your closing percentage. You go from 3 out of 10 to 7 out of 10, you're going to have a huge difference in your year. But then also taking that, my average premium per house is 800 to my average premium per house is 2,200 because now you're working mortgage protection, IUL, you're adding on multiple policies in the home. You're going back to past clients, children's whole life, accidental, your sister, like all of these things. Like you have to evolve as an agent and you have to realize that what I'm doing today is not how I'm always going to do it. So for me, I don't think I'm ever going to stop selling insurance unless they make me. But the way I'm selling insurance today is not going to look the same 5 years from now. Like it's going to look different, just like it looks way different today than it did on day one. Does that make sense, Grady?
Makes perfect sense, man. It's an evolution, and if you're not growing, there's no neutral, right? It's either you're growing or dying, and you're evolving, or you're dissolving. You're evolving or dissolving. So, Jamie, you're awesome, man. Thank you so much. I love the energy as always. Thank you for all you shared, guys. Drop a big JC in the chat below. Show Jamie Chirio some love. Thanks, you brother. We'll talk more soon.